broadcast because I've never touched on in great depth about spirituality and soul, or what we refer to as intellectual existence. It's a new word we came with in the state of mental, selectual existence. There's a spiritual existence and a selectual experience, existence. Why I say selectual? You'll see in the word soul, SOUL, ECTUAL, selectual. You see the word elect or chosen in there, and soul, right? Meaning a chosen soul based on intelligence, elect or law. A chosen soul or a chosen power of intelligence. And you have the spiritual, right? Because a lot of our people think that spirituality is the end all be all, the highest state beyond the physical in which a person can vibrate. This is a nice belief, right? This is a nice philosophy. It's a pretty concept, the word spiritual. A lot of our people are they're caught up in that word spiritual because they like the sound of it. It's a pretty word, just like love. It's a pretty word. But in all actuality, it's not a thing that's beyond, or a state that's beyond physical. Spiritual is very physical. It's a very real form of mind control. It's a very real bending of a flowing energy on artificial energy, an artificial mental energy. Yeah, it's a very real energy that's being bent and controlled to control people. I wanted to get this out before, people started coming and taking bits and pieces of my radio broadcast and trying to incorporate it into their little teachings, like your King Noble here, who's trying to turn. He's one of the culprits, and there's a lot of people doing this now, but I'm using him now as an example. They're taking my teachings of intellect and trying to convert this solar intelligence into spiritual belief. They're trying to create a new spirituality from my teachings, from intellect, the intelligence that comes through me, the solar intelligence. And people don't quite get what it is that's being said because these people end up causing confusion. They don't get it. It's easy for these people to come and cause confusion. It's easy for these people to come and take my words, because a lot of people are just getting up on my radio broadcast and they could come and make YouTube videos and take bits and pieces, because these people are interested in being leaders. They're not interested in raising the minds of the people, which should be the only goal of a true leader. Of a true leader, it should be to raise the minds of the people, change their condition. The only way to change the condition of the people is to raise their minds, to raise their intelligence. And you can't do that through spiritual practices or spirituality or any forms of spirit or spirituality. Spirituality is a mental poison that was put on our people. It was first used through religion, right? No, let me take it back even further. Let's go back to Africa with spirituality, right? Let's go back to your so-called early Americas, right? The white man, when he came to our people in Africa, when we was amongst the Africans, he came to our people, right? And the first thing he brought was this false idea of brotherhood and friendship, which was a spiritual practice of getting these people under mind control, right? Getting them to believe that we are all the same and we all have a relation to each other when we don't. However, one of the first things they brought to the natives, right, was alcohol, which they call spirits, right? Now, when you get alcohol in you, your continence becomes low. Your thinking becomes low. Your mindset goes to a low state, right? And you are open for the reception of lower thoughts, submental thoughts, right? It gets you drunk enough, right? And that's the white man's excuse for when the homosexual in him comes out. He start touching on each other and rubbing each other, all that homosexuality. Oh, I'm sorry, I was drunk. That's the perfect time to get you. Notice in the church, what do the Catholics do? They bring wine out. They tell you in order for you to get your communion, you have to drink wine, which they refer to as spirits, right? Why is that? Why is wine necessary? Why is alcohol necessary? To get you in a spiritual mindset, to get you drunk mentally, right? If everybody's drinking the wine, right? If everybody's drinking the wine, everybody's drinking the alcohol or liquor, right? Everybody's under that mindset. I also said a big way they use you to get you under a spiritual mindset is through smoke. Do they not in the Catholic Church bring that little thing out with the smoking thing, the little pot, and it has the smoke, and they walk around, and it's incense burning in the thing, or whatever it's supposed to be, and they burn around? And what do you black men do when y'all want to get high? You smoke weed. You burning something. That's all spiritual. That's all special rituals. That's all to get you in a ritualistic form of thinking, to get your mind on an artificial form of mind control called belief, where you're no longer thinking. You black men, you smoke weed in the hood, you get high because it's a cultural thing. Y'all all do it now. The majority of y'all, they trying to promote that. That becomes spiritual. You're no longer thinking. You're not saying, why am I doing this? You just believing that it's the right thing to do. That's spirituality. Same thing with religion. Don't religion work off of belief? Religion works off of belief. They don't think about, oh, well, people living on clouds and a man living underground. That don't make sense. You got grown-ass people believe that because they're not thinking. That's what spirituality does. Spirituality promotes a person who is not going to think. It promotes ignorance. Spirituality promotes ignorance through something called belief, right? Solar intelligence or selectual thought, as we refer to it in the state of mental, promotes thinking. It promotes thinking. It promotes the why. See, that's how you can get people to come and, you could tell them pretty much anything. And when you question the people in religion, when you question their so-called spirituality, their spiritual beliefs, they get angry with you. You question it with thought. And what happens when you question their spiritual beliefs with thought? They get mad. They get hot. They get angry. They be ready to damn near kill you. Oh, then they go, oh, it just ain't for you. Right? No, the submental brain control, and no, that's not for me. How do governments take control of the people? Through spirituality. Governments use spirituality. They use it all the time. They put their hand on the Bible. They institute religion. They give all the religions a free break. Right? They want everybody in a spiritual practice. One of the biggest things, they was pushing the Nation of Islam back in the day after the Elijah Muhammad died. They were saying that they were trying to push the Nation of Islam toward a more brotherhood type of Islam, more the Orthodox Islam, to break away from what Elijah Muhammad was teaching about the white man being the devil and all that. They was trying to get them away from that, see, because that denoted the people who broke from the chain. Gradually, they were breaking away. Elijah and them were still up under Islam and the Masonry thing and the Rosicrucians, on the white, whatever. That's fine, but they were gradually breaking away. That was an evolution that was taking place. They were starting to think. And when you start to think, you break the spiritual connection. You break the spiritual chain. You break their beliefs. You break the submental state. You start breaking through the submental state. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous to a people who want to keep order, keep a spiritual order, a governmental order over a bunch of ignorant people. You people who are in Pan-Africanism, you follow spirituality. You Negroes follow spirituality because that's one of your favorite words. The rituals, the customs, y'all dancing, right? Like a bunch of sambos, right? A bunch of bozos, y'all just dancing up and down. Because it's a ritual with you. Y'all call it rituals. Oh, you don't understand, brother, the African ritual or the spiritual purpose of that. Neither do you. You really don't understand it. You're just doing it because you've seen somebody else doing it. That denotes spirituality. In the state of mental, I make sure all the brothers and sisters that come in, they ask me, why mentor? Why Amir Nubin? Why are you teaching us this? Why? I want them to always ask me why. Because everything we do is based in intelligence. Everything makes sense. What you people do in your stream of ignorance, in your transcendental state, or your trans state, your hypnotic trance is you believe and follow whatever people tell you in that submental state, like a bunch of goddamn zombies. You're a bunch of zombies. In the religion, you hear how y'all sound? Y'all singing sound dead? Listen to the hip-hop. Listen to the hip-hop. The hip-hop is really the new spiritual music. You want to get technical about it? The hip-hop is the new spiritual music. You know how you know that? Because if you listen to it, it's synthesized music. Where does synthesizers come from? Organs. Right? The whole point of an organ. Don't they not play the organ in the church? In the Catholic Church, they play the organ. There's no drum there. There's no bass there. You Negroes in the Baptist church, you try to add a bass and a drum to it, try to put a little soul in it, but it's not working. What they originally called gospel, which y'all start calling gospel music, they used to call it spirit music or spiritual music. You know, spirit music. Spirituals. That's what they used to call the music, to get people in a hypnotic trance. And our people are still in that trance. There's nothing divine about spirituality. There's nothing divine about spirituality. There is nothing divine about spirituality. I had to say it 3 times for you spiritual Negroes so you can sink this into your head. It's all a form of mind control. We're going to discuss that in great detail tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight we're talking about spirituality. You spiritual people out there, I know you're going to have a problem with this, but I really don't give a damn. Right? We're telling the truth to our people that we weren't meant to vibrate on a spiritual state. We were not meant to vibrate on these ritualistic practices and principles. See, because the word spirituality, right, only means special rituals. Rituals are things that you do based on belief. Now, people will sit up here and say something stupid like, oh, well, you know, you go to the bathroom, you wash yourself, you clean yourself, you do this. That's a ritual, and, you know, you do that. You say you against rituals? No. Those are called natural rituals. What you do by following spirituals and the things of the white man and the rest of the human race is artificial rituals. Like what you do in the church when you praying, getting prayed up, and when you falling on the floor. Is that necessary? Why the hell are you doing that? You doing it, if you ain't doing it for no reason, if you ain't got no other real reason other than, you know, what somebody told you, then guess what? That's based in ignorance. Everything we do, if you go into the bathroom, you getting up, washing yourself, you cleaning your face off and shaving and washing yourself off, there's a reason why you don't want to smell funky. That's natural rituals. That's the difference. That falls under intelligence. What you doing falls under belief. I said in the state of mental, we're thinkers. We're not believers. We're thinkers. We're able to examine everything and get an intelligent finding from everything. Because everybody, people, if you are truly intellectually inclined, if you are truly one who carries solar intelligence, you can get a vibration from anybody, which is something I'm going to teach my people. You can get a vibration from anybody and read them and take something out of what they say and find the truth in it and bring it out, because everybody's being used as a receiver, some on a low level, some on a higher level. You people in the spiritual state, in this soul spiritual thing, in the spiritual mindset, or this quote-unquote spiritual science that you Negroes like to run around talking about so much when you ain't doing really nothing but promoting New Age religion. That spiritual science that you're talking about and all of that, like I said, even you vibrate on a submental mindset. Because if you following anything that came from the human, which is the white man, the East Indian, the Arab, the Chinese, anybody that don't look like you, then you are under the submental state. You are a spiritual person. You're following under that trance of those people. You're following under that transcendental submental state. You're under their mind control. That's a nice way of saying you're under the mind control of these people, under the submental mind control. You're not of the omni-mental force, because the omni-mental force are where the thinkers move. That's where the thinkers are vibrating at and moving forward to in the future. They're vibrating on that level. That's based in fire, an explosion of intelligence. They know how ideas pop in your head. They know how you're inspired. They know that it's based on communication and fire and light, which is where thoughts are sent from. That's how intelligence works. Higher intelligence. That is supreme. That is otherworldly. That's celestial. When you're able to receive higher intelligence from a future state or an advanced state in the present state you in, that's otherworldly. That's supreme. That's next level. Not you following some practices from some man who told you to sit like a damn pretzel, or told you that some man told you got chakra points and you Negroes just going and reading the book and you ain't doing nothing but repeating what they said. No, they telling you who they are for themselves. They want you to follow that idea or that belief that you're like them, when the truth is you're not. The truth is you're not. I said we had to do this broadcast. It was important because I wanted one definitive broadcast that went into breaking down the spiritual. The spiritual is an artificial form of intelligence, right? It's a lunar form of intelligence, right? Run by a bunch of lunatics, people who are controlled by the moon, water-based people, right? I said before, and I'll say this again, when they bring you into church, they baptize you in water. They telling you right there. They baptize you in water. What are they doing? They tell you they cleaning off your sins, right? They cleaning off your sins, but they're actually putting your fire out. They bathing you in the water. They putting your fire out. They're putting out your thinking in order to convert you into being a believer. But the rest of the believers, the weak-minded, the ones who are under control. That's the whole point of doing that. So you sitting in the damn church singing spirituals, rocking back and forth. Ain't that what you Negroes doing the hip-hop thing? You sit back and y'all singing y'all hip-hop song, you niggas dead to the world, you not thinking you got your Dre beats in and y'all all a bunch of modern-day zombies. It's all the same thing. It works off the same principle. So it works off the same. You can tell me everything about 50 and the chicks on the people on basketball, whatever, madness. Everything going on in the hip-hop world, just like the church people could tell you about everything that's going on with Jesus and everything else. They can't really tell you much outside of that, right? Because they're not meant to. They're not meant to think beyond that. Notice that you ask any of these so-called hip-hop cats what's going on in the world, you tell a nigga to go find Afghanistan on the map, he going to point to Miami. Right? Because that what you asking me that for? But he can tell you about 50 Cent. He can tell you about the G Unit. He can tell you about Lil Wayne and all of them because they are regimented to that way of thinking. They are spiritually or ritualistically regimented to that way of thinking. Just like the church people. You tell them, you ask them anything about science or dinosaurs, they looking at you like you crazy. They say something crazy like, oh, ain't no dinosaurs. That's a lie. You got these people like that. There's just Jesus. There's just Jesus. There's just Jesus. Ain't no dinosaurs because they don't know nothing about that. It's not part of their programming. It's not part of their submental way of belief. So they don't get that part. They don't understand that. See, that's how that works. It's done to keep you regimented in a certain mentality. You Negroes in the Pan-African way of thinking. Y'all sit up here and you say, oh, yeah, Africa this and Africa that and Africa and, Mama Africa and this, that, and the third and Mother Africa this, red, black, and green. Then you say, well, what about genetic splicing and DNA coding and the future of the race and this, that, and the third? And you think you ain't throwing them anything a curve outside that? Well, that's the white man. That ain't got nothing to do with Africa, Mama Africa and Africa this and Africa that. Or Moorish science this and Moorish science that. It teaches you spirituality regiments your way of thinking. See, selectual thinking expands because what does heat do? Like I said, thought, communication, light is all based in heat. And what does heat do? It expands. Right? Heat expands things. Heat expands your thinking. When your nerve endings are being opened up in your mind, what does that due to? That is due to light, which denotes heat, which expands your the lobes or the sensories of your brain. What expands your memory? People always say, oh, we use a small percentage of our brains. That's what the white man said. You use a small percentage of your brain. You're not even using all of your brain power. Why? Oh, I wonder why. With a bunch of people promoting spirituality and all kinds of submental things in society, I wonder why. If you're not giving people nothing to think about, then guess what? Their brains are not going to expand. Duh. That's why they do that. That's why they do that. That's why they turn you out in the school system, and you Negroes can't even read. You get out of school, 12th grade, you can't even read. The teacher's sitting there letting y'all play video games, listen to the Dre beats. He ain't teaching you nothing. Oh yeah, I'll pass you, homeboy. Go ahead. And y'all think he's doing you a favor. He ain't trying to teach you. He just getting his check and he going about your business, because that is spiritual practice. That's spiritual practice. You don't think. See, when I say spirituality, y'all got this mentality. When I say spirituality, you think I'm talking about church. You think spirituality goes into religion, or spirituality goes into solar, but you think that goes into that. But it's dealing with much more than that. Spirituality works in every facet of the world. It works in every facet of the world. Spirituality works on your job from 9 to 5. Where your boss got you sitting there for 8 hours doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's rituals. That's spirituality. Where you're where you got to go and you got to do the same things over and over again, or you got to go sit in the church, or you go and stand on the corner with your boys smoking weed, standing around your pants hanging off your ass, or getting tattooed tomorrow, or you going to the club Friday getting drunk and throwing up in the street. That's spirituality. That's all spirituality. That's spirituality. Spirituality is nothing but repetitive thinking, rituals, special rituals, repetitive thinking or repetitive belief, because there's no thinking really involved in that. There's no real thinking involved in that. It don't take much to follow simple-minded things. That's why y'all follow religion. That's why y'all not doing nothing in the world. Black people ain't doing nothing in the world because you so damn spiritual. You so spiritual. Even when you sit up here and talk about, nah, spiritual is more than that. It's the essence. And you sisters, y'all make me laugh with that. You talk, oh, well, it's the essence of, who we are as spiritual beings, and spirituality and the light and the chakra. Y'all sound stupid. Because, well, from all the spirituality you talk about, what are you doing to denote that you're so much different than the physical people? What are you doing? Because you miss a few meals and you call it fasting? Because you abstain from sex? Because you ain't giving it up no more because you probably was a whore in the world? So that makes you different now because you don't want to do the physical things because you abstain? You more in line when you was doing the physical things because that's natural. Y'all come up with this lie, you people in the Egyptology think, well, our people was dealing with spirituality back in ancient Egypt. No, in the hell they wasn't. They ain't had no word for no spiritual in ancient Egypt or amongst the ancient ancestors. They didn't have that. The white man told that lie. That was his way of connecting religion with our ancient ancestors. So when he starts saying, oh, well, they saw Amun, they called Amun God, and there was spirit, and you see how he tried to put his hand in? See, next thing you know, he's telling you what's really good with Egypt. He breaking down Egypt, but the way he was able to do it was he walked in with spirituality. He said that the word Ka or Ba meant spirit. How the hell he know? Was he there? Oh, he's just a white man. He could read hieroglyphics. He just tell you anything and y'all believe it. Our people was talking about spirit. They can't. If our people was talking about spirit, what does spirit do? See, I know what soul does. I know soul powers the people. Fire powers something. Energy powers something. I know what the physical is. That's the dense state of our molecular structure and ability to touch things and hold things, or to physically experience things. We know what the physical does. We know what the spirit. We know what the mental does. We got the ability to think about things and send thoughts and whatnot. But what does the spirit do? Now, don't tell me, oh, it's the essence. No, the soul got that. The soul is the essence. What does the spirit do? You'll get all kinds of abstract answers, but here's the real answer. The spirit is just meant to be that which is a form of mind control, that which is a form of universal, or I should say, national mind control. That's all it really is. Through the church, through their submental forms of culture that they make up for you so that you follow to keep you in line, that's spirit. That's spiritual. You understand? That's spiritual. How you know that is because you got a bunch of guys writing books on it. You got everybody writing books on spiritual. Did that mean, and you got millions of people buying these books on spiritual. So if they trying to find out what spirituality is, then obviously spirituality don't come natural. Now do it. If I got to pick up a book and find out what it is, because when I talk about the selectual, my people, the ones who are of the elect, they already know because it's resonating with them, so it's really natural inside them. But if I got to write a book from A to Z, because when we do our books, we do a question and answer thing, and I'm just answering questions. I'm not going into explaining nothing to nobody like that, or I'm not going into having to, convince you, because when they go and they give you a form of information, what they're trying to really do in these books is they're trying to convince you of something. They're trying to sell you on a doctrine, like they do Islam. They got to explain to you why a star, what the purpose of a star and a crescent is, when a damn star can't fit inside of a crescent moon. They got to explain what a cross is and what's the purpose of wearing a cross on your neck when it's supposed to be a symbol of death. They got to explain to you why a six-pointed star you got to wear on your neck or your chain and whatnot. And they got to break down so above, so below, and all. They got to go into explaining that, which they got from the ancient Kemites. That's when they got to go and explain doctrines to you. That's where the spirituality come in, because now they're creating a practice for you to follow. Because where the spiritual teaching or doctrine or belief comes, a practice, a ritual. Then comes the wine, right? Then comes the guy telling you this and that and this and that, and telling you, you go out and do this, but then, you come back and pray and whatnot, right? Ask for forgiveness, beg, stay into the church. They give you all these things to do to keep goosing your mind. They do these things to keep goosing your mind, right? To keep you following the same ways. They do that purposely. It's all done to goose your mind, to get you following the same things, to keep you in a submental state. And our people fall for it. Our people fall for it all the time, right? Don't fall, as I said, don't fall for the African talk. Don't fall for the whole mindset of, these people, because they look like us, they not following a spiritualistic way in life. It ain't, like I said, it's not just a white man doing that. It's not just a white man doing that. See, because they know by creating rituals, they know by creating spiritual things, they got the control of the people. They can regiment them. You got them forever. And you got them doing things on a low state, a submental state. It all works hand in hand, right? I said hip-hop is the new spiritual music. Like I said, the bass is gone. The drum is gone. The very things that gave heart and soul to our music is going out of the music. The very thing that gave heart and soul to the music is gone, right? The Roots was the last people that had a real band together, but you see any records from them? Right? See any records from them? Right? Spirituality crossed over into sex. Right? And you black women with that mentality, mindset, now you black women, you so-called spiritual sisters, y'all walking around with the bendy beads on your damn head, and you walking around with the earring that go away to your nose like a bunch of damn East Indian women. And that madness, right? Somebody come by and rip that out of your nose and your face. You walking around like this. This somebody just make a mistake. They got you into the spiritual practice of the East Indians. Where y'all sitting around here talking about, we going to get into tantric sex now, right? We're going to get into tantric sex, as if your sexual connections together are not robotic enough as it is. Now they want you to get even further apart. Don't you understand what the spiritual sex practice is? Or we're going to have a 2-hour, 6-hour sex session, and we're not going to even touch each other. I'm gonna just be inside her vagina, and we're gonna rotate some madness, some spiritual sex, some tantric sex, some madness that you got from some East Indians. Let me give you a heads up about these people. They are soulless people. We are soulful people. We touch each other. We love each other. We like touching each other. We like the connection. They don't. That's why they come up with things like spiritual sex where you don't have to really touch each other. And they want to pass it off as the best heightened sexual pleasure ever. The best. Right? That's the madness they sell you. You know, just because somebody wrote a book on spirituality and tantric sex, and they know how to get at our people, because all they got to do is put sex in the title, and we love that. You mean to tell me I can have a 7-hour orgasm, 8-hour, whatever the hell they talking about, whatever madness. You know, and our people keep this going. Our people keep this going, right? Our people keep like I said, our people keep the chakra point thing going. Right? They keep the chakra point thing going. They keep the African thing going. They keep the Moorish thing going. And all that's connected to the white man. It's all connected to him. Anything that comes from him is based in spirituality. Anything. Anything that comes from the white man is based in spirituality. Because it is all based on submental, ritualistic forms of thinking. So if you're talking about Africa, because he was the first one to call that place Africa, it wasn't no group of black people. Wasn't a group of black people that did that. So you Negroes with this Africa with the K need to stop telling that lie, right? It was the white man, you just don't want to say it. He was the one that said you was Africans, because it worked out for him very well. It worked out in his system of colonization to call you Africans, because he always likes to categorize things. Everywhere he went, he named it. Y'all wasn't thinking in terms of a continent, so stop telling that lie. See? Reason why y'all tell that lie, you don't want to cop to the truth, is because you fell under that spiritual mindset of Pan-Africanism. You fell under that mindset. And if you notice, some of the most blackest Caucasians are your Pan-Africanists. You know, those are the ones who really want to follow the white man. Don't fall for the black, red, and green. Don't fall for that. You understand that? Because most of your black, red, and green talking niggas, they got white women. You know, they woman could wear the dashiki too now in the head wrap. You know? Anything that comes from these people is artificial. Anything that comes from these people is artificial. And we don't care whether you Negroes like it or not. You don't like it because you all sucked into Africa. You give a damn. Chakra points, Moorish science. You want to act like that word Moor didn't come from the Spanish, right? That word Bay didn't come from the word Balik, right? All spiritual practice. Islam didn't come from the Arabs. The white Arabs who took from the ancient Egyptians and whatnot and took from them and then created their own religion or their own spiritual practices for their people and then used it to enslave you, right? You want to act like that didn't happen? No, we can't deal with people like you. See, because the reason the people that don't want to acknowledge that is because y'all trying to get your own little spiritual practices going on. You want to set up shop. You want to set up some Pan-African shop. You want to set up a Moorish science shop. You want to set up an Islamic shop because you want to be leaders. You want to do what the white man did, and that is play on the belief and the submental ways of thinking of our people who are already ignorant enough. You want to tell them to just believe in something, right? You want to tell them just to believe, so no ask, no questions. Remember how he did that on Don't Be a Menace? Don't act. The Reverend said, don't ask, no questions. They was real with that. They was making a joke out of it, but they was real about it. Don't ask no questions. Just give me the money. Don't ask no questions. Right? That's what these Negroes want you to do in this spiritualistic. Like I said, whether it's Moorish science, Pan-Africanism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, whatever Negroes into, Israelitism, they don't want you asking no questions. Oh, well, brother, you ain't in the spirit. You damn right I'm not in the spirit. You damn right I'm not in the spirit. I'm not stupid like y'all. I'm not going to believe something just because it's coming out of a black mouth. I'm going to ask some questions. And you Negroes can't answer it. But that's how your spiritual hustle go, your spiritual con go, your chakra point, Egyptology, Moorish science scams and hustles go. That's how you get Negroes to go to Egypt and pay you $1,000 when it probably don't $2,000, $3,000 when it don't probably cost them more than $1,500 to go over there. because you got them in that spiritual mindset. You got them all thinking about the pyramids and thinking about the Sphinx and all this other stuff. You created a spiritual environment for them. You created an environment of rituals. Right? That's how that works. That's how that works. You created that ritualistic practice for them. You understand? You created a ritualistic practice for them. And you keep them in that spiritual state constantly. How you Negroes in the gangs and y'all fight in the streets. And y'all, like I said, your leaders of your gangs are spiritual leaders. Them niggas are spiritual leaders. I said raw and uncut tonight. They spiritual leaders. You know why you know they spiritual leaders? Because they keep y'all fighting and killing each other in the street on some ignorant nonsense. Colors. What are you niggas on Sesame Street? That's what you fighting and killing each other for? Are you serious? But if he could get enough of you niggas in a one room and y'all ain't talking about nothing, y'all smoked out on weed and y'all drunk, like in the church. You don't see the correlation where they get the wine in you in the church and whatnot. They pass the thing around and they got you a little tipsy and they can just tell you anything. You don't see your gang leader telling you, yeah, we're going to go kill them fool. We don't got some liquor up in us. We drunk. We don't smoke some good kush. And we're going to shoot the damn block up. Nobody's saying, yo, but why are we going to do that? Don't ask no questions. What's wrong, fool? You scared? No, I just don't want to go to jail for stupid shit. You know, you ain't saying that. Right? I just don't want to go to jail for stupidity because that's where we're going to end up. I don't care about jail. And then you go to jail and what happens? You go into another ritual. You get into another spiritual setup. You get into another spiritual setup. When you get into jail, that's a spiritual setup. Right? Y'all in there. Y'all in the yard, you go out, lift weights, study Islam, fight each other, slap box, talking about cutting and stabbing somebody up. Nobody's going to break the ritual by going and reading a book. Very few people are going to go do that. You know, that's thinking. And if you ever notice, whenever you try and start to think like you with the boys, with your homies or whatever, and you don't want to go and beat somebody up or shoot somebody, rob or do whatever, you don't want to go and do none of that madness. Oh, this niggas, he's soft. What's wrong with you? You thinking? What you thinking about? Because you upsetting the ritual. You upsetting the ritual. You upsetting the ritual of ignorance. Because that's what spirituality is based on, ignorance. And they hate when you upset the ritual. Just like in the church. When you start asking questions in the church, well, if Jesus was like this, the reverend going to look at you like, oh, this nigga, you a problem. You got to go. Why are you causing disruption? The devil's amongst us. That's what they're going to say. But notice, when they call you the devil for asking questions, what did the devil denote? Heat. Fire. Hellfire. And what does heat denote? Thinking. Inspiration. You're the one that's going to shake things up with your intelligence. And they don't want you there. You upset the spirituality of the thing. You upset the ignorance. Just by you thinking, you upset it. You upset the balance of ignorant power. You upset his power. Because now people looking at him, you got them thinking. It's a problem now. Right? It's a problem. You can't control a system or a government with intelligent people in it, the mass majority of people being intelligent. You can't control no government with that. The only way you're going to control the government is with having stupid people in it. The masses got to be stupid. Only the ones who are empowered or the elected or the elite, they're the smart ones. They know how to keep the ignorant. They know how to keep the ignorant controlled. That's spiritual power. That's the true spiritual power that the damn Israelites really be talking about. We're gonna get our spiritual power and this, that, and third. You know what they really mean? You know what that really translates into? That translates into they want to do exactly what the damn white man did. They want slaves. Listen to them. They want slaves. They want to rape. They want to rob. They want to pillage. They want to do exactly what the white man did in the name of spirituality, in the name of spiritual practice. That's what they want to do. See, the spirituality thing, it got a lot of damn people. Got a lot of people by way of belief, by way of ignorant belief. See, spirituality don't work when intelligence is present. Spirituality don't work no more. Right? So that's why I said they make sure they want to keep intelligence far away from spirituality. That's why they came up with that thing where they said, so-called science and the church stay separate. But wait a minute. If God, as you say, the creator of the universe, created everything, wouldn't he know science? So the two should go hand in hand. God and science, or whatever you say, God and higher intelligence should go hand in hand. If he created everything, why don't y'all break it down like that in the church? Because then the spiritual essence is gone. The spookism is gone. The mystery is gone. The ignorant, submental way of thinking that you use to control people will be gone. The spell is lifted. The spell that everybody been talking about, Dr. York and all of them was talking about, the spell, the true spell is spirituality. You ain't talking about some hypnotic trance and Kingu and all them names they use. Ain't no damn Kingu. That's spirituality. That's spirituality. The spell that's over our people, the mental spell, the submental spell that's over our people is goddamn spirituality. The same spirituality that the conscious people talking about that's so great, but they talk spiritual science. That's how you know them Negroes don't know what they talking about. Y'all under spirituality, yeah, you Moorish science and you under Islam, which means you sharing the religion with a bunch of desert Arabs. Right? Ali and them. Right? You under the same thing with them. That show you that spirituality stupidity. You sharing a religion with the same people that had you in slavery. Now, if that's not spirituality, I don't know what is. If that's not based on stupidity, I don't know what the hell is. You understand? You're going to share religion with the same people that had you in bondage. That's spirituality, because they can get you to forget about that. Don't think about that. We all one now. We all one. We believe in Muhammad and we believe in Allah and all this other. We all one. Forget about the fact that we had you in bondage, that we was raping your women. Or we all Christians and we believe in Christ, but forget about the fact that we was burning crosses on your lawn and hanging you out of trees. Forget about that. Don't think about that. Don't forget about that. Don't think about that. Forget that. Oh, that's over with. That was the past. Join the Mormons or join the Mormons, join the whoever you got black Mormons now. Forget about the fact that we said in the beginning that you was cursed people, blacks. Forget that. Just believe and be a part of the spirit. Right? That's how they could do that. Right? That's how they could do that. That's how they can accomplish that. That's how they promote spirituality, that by getting you to think, and not to think, I should say, and getting you to forget. That's how that works. That's how that translates. I'm going to take a call. 661. 661, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Nubian.
Yep.
Hey. This is Yuri. I'm calling from the Virgin Islands.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. I'm encouraged by what you're doing and like the message you're bringing. I heard the last show you did about spirituality and the solar beings. And I was wondering if you could talk more about like receiving energy and intelligence as a solar being and really talk spirituality, getting out of that repetition and in a straight line, yeah.
Well, it's not going to – well, I could talk about that all day because we do this in the state of Mental, because that's what the state of Mental is based on, solar intelligence and mentellect and the moving forward in a straight line of solar beings and capturing solar intelligence. But the only way that's possible is if you're not any longer doing the things you've been doing. In other words, if you're getting high, if you're smoking weed, if you're getting drunk, doing all the artificial things that are denoted in spirituality, because as I said, when you smoking weed, when you getting drunk, that's part of spirituality. Whether you know it or not, it's part of the ritual. That's part of the things that keep you in a state of ignorance. Same way religion is. It all works hand in hand. So if our people are still doing that, or you still want to be a Christian, or you still want to be a Pan-Africanist, or you still want to be in these things that came from the white man or any of these other men, because like I said, it ain't just the white man. It's the white man, the East Indian, the Arab, the Chinese, with y'all with the Taoism or whatever the hell, the Buddhism. That's all spirituality. If you still want to hold on to those things and then you want to listen to me, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Unless you ready to let all them things go, then there ain't no sense in listening to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, there's a sacrifice involved. And what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give to receive that solar intelligence? Because, like I said, the children who are referred to as geniuses or those who carry a natural form of intelligence, the way they're able to receive that is because they're not in the world. Their minds are not caught up in the submental. They're not spiritual people. That's how you get geniuses and whatnot, because they're working off of a form of solar intelligence. A lot of the geniuses, the kids you refer to as geniuses, they're working off of solar intelligence via inspiration. That fire, that energy, that light, or that intelligence that's being generated into their heads, because they're not in the world like our people. Our people are in the world. Our people still want to be part of this thing. They still want to follow the rituals. They still want to follow religion. They still want to use somewhat of spirituality. They still want to take some of their old ways with them, their old habits. They still want to smoke weed, get high, listen to hip-hop, listen to reggae, whatever the hell they doing. They still want to do that, but then they want to be connected on a higher mental state. You can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're willing to give that up, then hey, you willing to give up your old practices and your old ritualistic practices, then you can start receiving. If not, then there's no sense in even asking. See, I gave all that up. I was never into that anyway, like that anyway, so it was nothing for me to give up. Okay?
Yeah, right. And as far as being in employment and going into like, what's the mindset like? Like, are you trying to tell people who you work with like you're not interested in some mental activities? Do you want to talk to the people you work with, or is it more about just you and your own personal journey?
Well, as far as you mean, like mental exchange, or ideas exchange with people, regular people?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I don't. This is the most I do. And when I exchange ideas and I send out ideas, I do the radio broadcast. That's how I do it. And I promote for the State of Mentel conferences. And I'm out here looking to raise the minds of my people, the chosen ones, the elect. I'm not out here to spread the intel. I mean, we put it out to everybody. And whoever is for, they come to it and they join the State of Mentel. They become members of that, because that's what we're focused on. But out in the world like that, like I said, they're not ready for this. They're not ready for this. But I encourage all my people, when you amongst the ignorant and the submental, I said try to have as less contact or conversation with the ignorant and submental ones, because that tends to draw down, or it brings down your mentality. You understand? Or it tends to, like I said, it tends to be a tedious, just tedious in talking to these people, because you start you find yourself getting a headache when you start listening to what they say.
Exactly.
They're not talking about nothing.
I feel like I lose a lot of energy just trying to bring across one point,
Mm-hmm.
And I came up in Christianity, and it's like I try to talk to my friends. I ask them, like, why do you need to why do you need to worship for 85 years? Like, bow down to why you need to do this? I try to get coming, but they don't see it. Like, for them, it's like that's the way they were taught, and they're good with it, and their life isn't going anywhere. They're not trying anything different, and it's like the same set of people are in charge. It's not like your brothers or your sisters. It's like people from a different race or forever in charge, forever leading the way, forever telling you what to do and when to do it.
Yeah, they under mind control. That's spiritual mind control. That's remote control. That's remote control slaves. That's what spirituality do. It breeds remote control slaves, where they just they following the teachings and they following the principles. They still in Christianity after all this time. They're not asking. They're not thinking. No, they've been stopped thinking. That water they've been baptized. They mind been put out.
How do we get enough how do we get enough so-called black women to stop raising the next generation with the same Christianity or the same set of, because I mean these teachings they're changing, they're going away with time. Like, why are they still doing it?
Well, like I said, the reason why they're doing it is because our people fall into that ritualistic mindset where spirituality and the ritualistic ways of doing things in life become like a crutch to them, where they become used to it. It's the same way I explained why black people stayed on the plantation in slavery. It wasn't because they was afraid of the white man. They stayed there in the plantation because that's the only thing they knew. That's the only thing they knew, and that's the only thing they knew to do. That's the only way of life they understood.
Yeah.
So it becomes, like I said, it becomes a structure to them, even though it's a messed up structure, but it becomes it becomes a structure to them.
Wow.
It's ignorant as it is, but hey, like I said, a lot of our people are not willing to step out on their own and start thinking again. So when we come with this movement in the state of mental, which is the intelligence movement, a new mentallectual, we refer to as the mentallectual community. Like I said, a lot of our people are not willing to go there with that because, like I said, it's independent of human thought. It's independent of the thought of the white man and the rest of these people in the East Indies. It's us thinking for ourselves, and that a lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different feeling and a different vibes,
Mhm.
But yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, Nubian, and I follow your show, and I'm gonna continue to listen, man. Thanks a lot.
Well, it's Nubian, actually, not Nubian, but it's Nubian. But thank you, brother. Check us out at the SOM.info. That's our official State of Mental site. Because, like I said, the State of Mental is not just a radio broadcast. It's a mentallectual community or an intelligence movement. You know what I'm saying? So this is something we are raising up in our people to start our people thinking again and start focusing on the future as an intelligent new people, because we are supposed to be going through a mental evolution based on selectual breeding and selectual focus, as a new people thinking on a higher level, because all thought is generated by full images. All right?
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right.
Thank you for calling in. All right. We got 1 minute, 42 seconds before the hour. The 28th of April 28th, join us at State of Mental in Brooklyn, New York. Join us for the Black Evolution movement. We're moving from the whole black thing, because it's not meant to big up the whole black mindset of the Pan-African thing. We're moving away from it, actually. We're advancing beyond that. We're becoming those enlightened people, mentally enlightened. Not talking about lightening our skin like the ignorant people talking about. We're talking about mentally enlightening ourselves as we really are, as we actually are, becoming those solar intelligent people again. See, because we've been resting on the laurels of, it's time to stop resting on the past accomplishments of our ancestors, the Egyptians, the Sumerians, because, like I said, it's time we start accomplishing things ourselves. It's time we started standing up, stop blaming the white man, stop blaming the East Indians, stop blaming the Arabs, stop blaming, because I'm not into the blame game. I'm not into that. So let's stop doing the African thing and regimenting ourselves to one space and all this other stuff when we was all over the planet, right? That's slighting us. We got to stop slighting ourselves and start thinking as not national people, not international people, but as universal people, starting to think above and beyond this world and into the future. That's what we are promoting in the State of Mental. Those are our people. Like I said, most of the people we got the flack from, and the people who wasn't trying to feel that was a lot of the people who was in the Pan-African, the Egyptology, because they become spiritual people. They are caught up in those rituals. They're caught up in those rituals that they got from the white man. They caught up in his rituals. They still mental slaves. The whole Moorish thing, the African thing, the Egypt thing, they still caught up in all that. Because he was the one that came out with the Egyptology thing, where he, like I said, instead of you looking at Egypt and being able to break down what our ancestors did, he took it upon himself to go there, and when he went there, he started lighting up the statues. Then he started telling you, well, this is what they really meant. He started interpreting it for you. He started putting the spiritual practice and the spirituality into Egypt. And then he handed it to you. That's where all that Egyptology came from. He took Kemet, spiritualized it, and turned it into Egyptology. some submental pseudoscience, right? And break down some false breakdown of what he thought our people, or what he, in his mind, in his own twisted mind, was saying that our people was really what they really meant, or what they was really talking about. You know, some lies. And our people still want to accept the lies, obviously. Our people still want to be about the lies, obviously. But we telling the truth in this day and time as the mentalists, as the state of mental, as the mentalian race. The new race is coming up, the bright race that are coming out of the black race. The solar or the sexual people. New word in the state of mental, sexual. To replace spiritual. We are sexual people. SOULECTUAL. Sexual. Those who carry solar intelligence. Chosen. Right? Yeah, the bright men and the bright women, we are coming up with new words, and we coming up with a new language, the mentalian language. All that's coming to denote that who we truly are, which is mental beings. Those who are receivers, those who are the rays, the true rays in this day and time, the receivers. Those are the fire. The ones who are walking away from the spiritual way of thinking, the old practice, the submental ways of thinking. We'll be right back. Spirituality denotes a people who are not smart enough to think for themselves. Somebody said something really funny. They said that spirituality, religion is for dumb people. They said that. You know, it says spirituality and religion is for dumb people. Right? People who will follow practices without thinking. As I said, everything you do in society is governed by a spiritual essence or a spiritual presence. I'll show you something they used to do back in grade school. Remember they used to do prayer in class? Right? Remember they used to do prayer in class? Remember they used to say pledge allegiance in school? That's all based on spiritual practice. That's all based on getting you to start thinking in a ritualistic way. That's all it's based on. That's what it denoted. Right? All that was meant to get you thinking a ritualistic way and fashion of thinking, and a form of thinking. Right? That's all the whole focus is. They start you off young. They start you off young. They introduce ideas to you in the kindergarten. Garden where they plant things, where they plant ideas. Kindergarten. The word kindergarten is a German word, Garten. Garten means garden in German, where they place the children at and they plant ideas in their head early. What is the ideas they plant? They plant spiritual ideas, ritualistic ideas that will stay with them for a lifetime. That's done purposely. It's done purposely to get them regimented in their way of thinking, to dumb them down, get them simple-minded. They're not going to promote new thought, advanced thinking, right? They're not going to do that. But new thought and advanced thinking, the powers that be, the ones who bring in new things, they know that the ability to house new thought, the ability to house new thoughts and thinking is based in a solar intelligence. I'm going to show you something that Ashton Kutcher and them are doing now. A sister was telling me that he's doing something called, him and a bunch of people got together and doing a joint capital thing where they're looking for the next ideas and technology to come from, where they're looking to finance that. They're the ones who are looking for people like Mark Zuckerberg's, the ones who are coming up with new technology, because they realize this younger generation are going to be the open doors to a higher technology, an advanced form of thinking, right? They know that. They know that they're going to be the ones that's going to bring in the next technology. We're in the 21st century, so new technology got to come in just as it did in the 20th century. But that can't come by spiritual thinking. Spiritual thinking will not bring in any, or spiritual belief will not bring in new things, will not bring in new ideas, will not bring in new ideas that are supposed to come here to generate, that are going to be generated by intelligence to change the world. You know what spiritual ideas do? Spiritual ideas got you walking around like you somewhere 1,400 years ago with a robe on and painting your beard red to look like some man in the desert. That's what spiritual ideas do. Instead of you being the next one to bring in some intelligence on, space travel or time travel, which is what you're supposed to be doing. All right? Spirituality got you sitting around here rocking back and forth in the church and falling on the floor and spitting all out your mouth and foaming all over the place. right? That's what spirituality got you doing. Spirituality got you in the club bouncing your ass against some chick, right? Or smoking some kush or whatever the hell they spraying on till your brains is rotted out from the insides. That's what spirituality, because you following a culture. You following a submental culture. That's what spirituality does for you, right? Meanwhile, the powers that be, the white man, the rest of these other people, they looking for venture capital. They looking for that next person, that next young genius, the one who is in tune, was supposed to be in tune with your solar intelligence, who's getting bits and pieces of that flow of energy, that flow of intelligence moving through here. The people who are not spiritual, the people who are not caught up in religion, the people who are not caught up in the submental ways in the society, it's the ones they call geniuses, the outcasts, the ones who are not stupid, right? They are the ones who are receiving the solar intelligence. And the white man's looking for them to put money behind them because he knows that's where the next idea is coming from. Spirituality was a bunch of ignorant people in the church burning people because they knew about fire and things like that. Those are the same spiritual people that said that the damn earth was flat. The dumb people, you know. They didn't want to think. Spirituality is based in ignorance. Spirituality is based in submental ways of thinking, superstition, right? It's not based in advanced intelligence. Where the supreme state lies, where the supreme state is, or where it will continue to be, that which is otherworldly is based in celestial intelligence, solar intelligence. Did it not say in your Bible, for you Bible thumpers, did it not say that God or the supreme being or the higher one, he breathed into the man the breath of life and he became a what? Living soul. Not a living spirit, a living soul. So what did that mean? That means he gave man intelligence through that breath of life, that soul. What the almond beings came down and they did, but that was just really a metaphor, symbolic of saying when the almond beings and the omni beings, those advanced ones, came down there and sped up man's intelligence, started generating ideas into his head, and he became a living soul, a person, right? A person, a person, a person. You understand? One who's housing solar intelligence, a son. I said before, people say, oh, well, you know, you using English, the white man. There's no such thing as no white man's language. There's no such thing as no damn white English language. All that comes from the almond beings. Every last language you hear on the planet came from them, and it's an advancing language. They were speaking English before the white man was even thought about. They were speaking English. How the hell you going to talk about you got a God race, an advanced race of people who created man, created everything that you see in existence, who obviously more advanced, and you mean to tell me they don't know how to speak English? You simple-minded Negroes in the church talking about, or you Muslims speaking Arabic talking about, oh, Allah don't speak English. What? The English is the white man's language. You know how stupid you sound? You mean to tell me the person that created everything in existence, these people that created everything, they didn't create English too? They wasn't speaking English first. They didn't teach y'all how to speak English. They didn't start the white man. They didn't generate intelligence of the white man. They didn't have all these ideas before the white man. But that's what spirituality do. It make you stupid. It make you say stupid things. Oh, you know that. Oh, well, you speaking the white man's language. You speaking the white man's language. You speaking the white man's language. How you going to connect ray and receiver and reception and all that? No, of course not. The almond beings that came here and created, they didn't. Of course, they didn't speak English. You doing something new that they didn't do before. You doing something new that they didn't do before. Right? The white man just starts to go. He went from glug 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 in the caves to start speaking full sentences. Well, when you a baby, don't your parents teach you how to speak? When you a baby, did you just start speaking on your own, saying full sentences? Because if with that way of thinking, you take a baby and you can leave a baby in the woods, because according to how you Negroes say, you can leave a baby in the woods and just let it fend for itself and feed itself and whatnot. You mean to tell me when you come there about 10 years later, if that baby is still alive, you mean to tell me that the baby going to be speaking full sentences? And because intelligence is already in him, right? That's what y'all teach. You say intelligence is already there. So you can leave a baby somewhere and he don't need to be taken care of. He don't need to be shown how to do nothing. Because the intelligence is already there, right? Kind of mad. That's your spiritual thinking. That's like I said. Everything man does, he had it generated into his head. He had it generated, whether it be on a higher level or on a lower level. We're all taught. We're all given intelligence. It's just when they came with the spirituality and the belief, the lies, right, the confusion, that's when we lost our way. That's when the spark stopped going off in our heads and we became cold mentally. And we just started going to work, doing our job, coming home, getting our paycheck, being a bunch of damn zombies, not doing nothing to change the world. Meanwhile, the white man, he and the Arab, the Eastern, they traveling around the world. They sitting around here talking about inventing the next this or inventing what's going to happen in the next 5 years. They traveling all up and down the place, right? They ain't living a normal life, but you are. You've been regimented to living in the hood around a bunch of simple-minded Negroes who smoking weed, getting high, going to church, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Of people who are not thinking. Of people who are not being stimulated mentally. Hell, they do it all day in school. When you send your kids to school, they ain't trying to stimulate your kids mentally. They don't want them thinking. They just want them to sit in class and just basically, all they really doing is, all school is just basically is keeping them off the street. So the truant officers ain't got to work and they ain't got to worry about chasing these Negroes around. Or school becomes a babysitting service for you Negroes. That's all it is. That's all school really is. And then when your kid get out, you tell them, oh, well, just go and get a job. That's it. That's all he could hope for. That's all she could hope for. Just go get a job. Get a transit job. Go get a this. Don't try and go and be the next doctor or the scientist. Oh, that's too hard. You ain't built for that. You ain't cut out for that. Maybe if you didn't regiment them and just throw them in the damn school and use the school as a babysitting service, and you gave a damn about them thinking and intelligent, maybe their brain wouldn't have been burnt out like that. Maybe when your daughter came to you, your son came to you, and they had a natural inclination from science, math, or medicine, and you couldn't foster it or nurture it, then maybe they would have been a lot further along, but you decided to kill it because you wanted them to be spiritual. You wanted them to be like everybody else. Just get a job. That ain't real because it ain't real with me, so it ain't going to be real with you. That's how you make your children spiritual. You put them into that zombie-like trance, that submental zombie trance like the rest of the world, where they just following and doing whatever. They in religion. They getting prayed up. They in religion going to church, but you know they don't want to go. Or they sitting in the black power class, but you listen to that nonsense from these Negroes, don't want to go. And the most exciting thing they end up doing, even though that's a bunch of bonehead nonsense, they go and they join the gang and they run around busting guns and fighting and doing all this other stuff because to them that's exciting. They see that as exciting. It stimulates them. Though it's negative, but it stimulates them. It's ignorant, but it stimulates them. What you was talking about didn't stimulate them. The rap music, it stimulates them. In a stupid way, but it stimulates them. They're looking for stimulation. They're looking to have that solar connection. They're looking to have that spark. What they be saying when they want to smoke their weed? Oh, it's going to spark that L. It'll spark that. Spark that, my nigga. Light that up. They want that fire. You understand? They want to be sparked, but you can't do it. They hustling, they selling drugs, they trying to drive big boy cars. What they call big boy cars? They still call themselves boys, big boy cars. Right? They want to be all these things because it denotes going against the whole spiritual mindset. The whole go with the flow mentality. Damn, so I can't see myself working no 9 to 5 like some square. They say that. They say that. Not like the square. What does the square denote? Circle. Square and circle is the same thing. I'm a square, son. You know, they looking for some upward way toward what they feel is success. So they looking to do it any way they want. They want some heat. They want some fire. They want some, whatever it takes to get to where they got to go. They looking to be stimulated. They're looking for something that's going to stimulate them, and they only can see money because money is what feeds their dreams. Or at least they're told that. They can't do nothing without currency. Current, power. Money's power, right? Spark. So that's what they're looking for. You can't feed them that. When you can't feed them that mentally, what happens? What happens when you can't feed them that mentally? They go after it artificially. They go after it artificially. They get high. They get drunk. Right? That's what happens. They go after it artificially when you can't give it to them mentally, when you can't give it to them naturally. Right? They don't want to be in the spiritual world. They don't want to go to work 9 to 5. They don't want to, because that's all part of the spiritual world. Don't fall for that nonsense where they're telling you, oh, well, you need to take a break and, get more spiritual. You need to sit back and om and and look at the sky and rock back and forth and do spiritual things. Because, like I said, they wrote that in a book, right? That's called special rituals. Like I said, you got rituals and you got special rituals. You got rituals and special rituals, a.k.a. spirituals. You understand that? It's all the same thing. Don't fall for the madness. Don't believe in the spiritual nonsense. Solar intelligence is what we after. That's why our people are messed up. That's why our people are messed up. That's why our people are destroyed. You understand? That's why our people are mentally destroyed. There is no solar intelligence there. There's no solar intelligence there. There is an absence of light, right? There's an absence of fire. There's an absence of desire. You go to young black dudes and ask these cats, what you want to do with your life? They all sound burnt out. These Negroes in their 20s sound like they 50. Oh, no, son. I'm saying, son, ain't no life in these niggas' voices no more. You know what they sound like? They sound like a bunch of tired old men. And that's what the weed do to them. The weed, the life, like I said, but they don't even understand. That's a spiritual mindset. Smoking weed, hustling drugs, standing on the corner, because that's what they want you to do in this society. They create that environment, so they create a spiritual environment wherever they go. All governmental societies are based on a spiritual mindset, creating a spiritual mindset or spiritual belief or spiritual practices or ritualistic practices for you to follow. That's what it's based on. You understand? That's what it's all based on. You understand? Y'all walk together. Yeah. That's what it's all based on. Creating that spiritual practice, that spiritual mindset. Collectivism. Right? Like I said, if they can get you to forget, in these religions that your people was looked down on, that they told you your people was cursed in these religions. That's a spiritual mentality they just introduced into your mindset. Easily. I'm going to take a call. 773, you're on air.
Yo, peace, intellect.
All right, how you doing, brother?
What's going on? You said that spiritual is the reason why people doing these things.
Yep.
What about religion? What religion doing to these people?
That's all. All you understand? Let me explain something to you. It's all under spirituality. All that's spiritual. Religion, working, going to selling drugs, shooting each other in the club. Everything you doing in society is spiritual. It's based on spirituality.
Okay. So
because it's all based on a special ritual or ritualistic practice where it vibrates on a submental or low way of thinking.
Okay. So spiritual, you would say it deals with the mind, right?
Yeah, the submental.
Or no?
The submental. It deals with the low.
What does religion deals with?
It deals with the submental. It deals with belief. Anything where you're forced to believe something that's not based in logic, that's spiritual, and that AKA submental. That's on a lower mindset. Belief is based on ignorance, and spirituality is based on ignorance.
Spiritual deals with your mind, which is everything. Everything deals with the mind, your higher self. Religion deals with beliefs. Religions deal with beliefs, which is rituals that people follow through books, man-made. Spiritual deals with yourself and your own consciousness.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
No, spiritual deals with spiritual. Hold on. Wait a minute. Spirituality deals with a submental way of thinking, which is what governs the society. You're in a society, right? You're in a society that is based on a mental state. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a spiritual state, a low submental state. Because are you not under a government?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You live in America?
And?
Yeah, you live in America, right?
Because I live in America don't mean that I'm governing. You know what I'm saying?
You are governing.
Only person that could govern me is myself, which is my own mind. The mind controls self, and self controls the mind. So can't nobody govern me. Can't nobody, no spook, no invisible mystery God, none of that could control me but myself, which is the spiritual mind, my higher self. That's what I deal with. I don't deal with the lower self. The lower self is no good.
But the whole thing. But who introduced? But wait a minute. Who introduced? What? The lower self is no good. The physical self is no good, right? That what you said?
You said what?
You said the lower self. You said the physical self or the lower self is no good, right?
Okay, the physical self deals with me. You know what I'm saying? My mind controls the physical self. The lower self is the devil, which is nobody wants to be a part of that. Because
is the who?
The lower self is the devil. Yeah.
The devil?
The lower self is the devil. Yes.
You said devil?
Yes. The evil.
Then you still under the spiritual. Then you still under that submental state. You're not thinking. You believing because there's no devil.
Now, let's get back to that verse where you said that God blew breath inside of a man and he became a living soul. Now, the word spirit means breath. You know that, right?
I know it's spirit. Yeah, I know what spirit means. Okay. It means it's a Latin word. It's a Latin word that means spiritus.
Right.
It's spiritus. It means breath or air, actually.
Right. And it means energy too.
I know.
Right. Okay. Now the word spirit is the same word as spiritual. That's where spiritual come from. Spirit. You know that, right? So spiritual and spirit go hand in hand, just like Allah. You know what I'm saying? Allah deals with everything around you, the all in all. You know, we all are Allah. You know what I'm saying? We all arm, leg, arm, head.
Yeah, a religion.
You know
Okay. You're giving me religion
that's
now.
Not a religion.
That is religion. It is religion. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why it's a religion. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you why it's a religion. Because there was a time where that didn't exist. There was a time where there was no Allah.
When?
You go back where that word didn't even exist. There wasn't nobody.
When?
There wasn't nobody. You can go back. You can go back at least 5, maybe 80,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, and you will not find an Allah.
Now, hold on. The word Allah means arm, leg, arm, head.
That's not what Allah means. Stop, brother. Stop. That's not what that means. Y'all made that up in the 5% nation. That's not what no Allah means. Y'all making up stuff. See, this is what I'm saying. Stop, brother. Come on. Y'all made that up.
Okay, but it's common sense. We all
No, it's not common sense. That's not common sense. That's some made up stuff y'all came with the 5% nation, and y'all got that from the Arabs, right? Because Allah. Wait a minute. Allah is an Arabic word, is it not?
Yeah, it's an Arabic word, but it's not an Arab. It's not no Arab. And hold on, Arab. Who created this language that we talking? Who created Arabic?
The Arabs created Arabic.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me explain what I mean by that. The word it came out of the Hebrew language, right?
What came out of the Hebrew language?
Your Arabic came out of the Hebrew language.
Arabic
came out of the Hebrew language. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. The word Allah, and if you trace back the name Allah, you'll find that it came out of the feminine god Alat, which was one of the 99 paganistic gods in the Kaaba that they had written down. So they had more. That Allah name came out of the Allah name.
Bro, I told you that Allah came from the God that you worship, Amen, the 99 attributes of
I don't
him.
worship no God.
That's where it came from.
I don't worship no God. No, I don't worship no God. No, I don't.
You don't worship Amen?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's religion. No, I didn't say I worship. No, I never said that. I said Amen represents this quote unquote black, so-called black man, and the omni race, or the continuous race of people. That's a bloodline or descendancy of people. That's a race of people. That's not no God in the sky. That's some principle that you got from the white man. Some God in the sky on a cloud somewhere. That's what I hold that Allah stuff from, because
now,
the same
I agree
people.
With you with that. Now the white man did create that God is outside of ourselves. That was some German type shit.
That whole dualistic idea, that principle of God and the devil, is a spiritual mindset or spiritual belief that came from man. That's a spiritual belief that came from man. Exactly.
All that came from man.
No, exactly. But you have men who are of the submental, and you have men who are of the omni-mental. Now, what we teach in the state of mentellect is dealing with the omni-mental. Let me explain what I mean by that. The advanced intelligence, because those beings that created everything in existence, everything you see, the things that the religious people can't explain, yet they want to talk about God so much. Everything that came into existence was created by higher intelligence or advanced intelligent people who are more advanced, obviously, than the men who are on the submental, who are in this plane, who are still dealing with God and the devil and spiritual beliefs. So we're talking about
that would be the 5%, because that would be nobody on the 85% level or the 10%.
Y'all part of religion, man. Y'all still dealing with Allah and the devil. Y'all still part of religion. That is religion, because you still dealing with Allah. You still talking about God and the devil. That's not no science, brother. That's not. You can call it whatever you want to. You can call it your way of life, whatever you want to, but it's still a religion. You can call it anything you want. You still dealing with God and the devil. That's spiritual. That's a spiritual. That's dealing with dual. That's all belief, brother. It's dealing with.
That's knowledge. No, it's not knowledge. And no limit of time. That's knowledge.
No, it's not. That's belief.
I can prove that every man, woman. I can prove that every man, woman, and child got an arm, leg, arm, head on this earth.
Okay, okay, but then who created it?
Who created it?
Who created it?
The black man and the black woman created everything on this earth.
How?
They created civilization.
How?
What you mean? The same way they're doing it right now. They're
not creating. Black men and black women ain't creating nothing now. They just following a belief like what you doing. Tell me how they created everything. How start from the molecular structure on in. Tell me.
Okay, it started from the man's mind, which is the original man. His mind.
Wrong.
Got in tune.
Wrong.
Hold on.
Wrong. I'm gonna tell you why you wrong. Already you messing up. I'm gonna tell you why you wrong. You saying original man. You said original man, right?
You tell me to explain it.
No. I'm gonna tell you why you wrong already.
No sense,
okay, I'm gonna tell you why you wrong. You said original man.
Go
right?
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In other words, how can if God or the supreme being is the original man? Is that what you're saying to me?
He always existed. Yes.
Then he's not original then, because origin means
original.
You start. You have a start point. Origin
he
means
don't
you have
a start. No, original don't mean start. It means first.
No, exactly. First.
So if he's the first man, if he's the first woman, they created all civilization.
If I say you have an origin someplace, that means you start someplace. That's what origin means.
Okay, now the physical man started in Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's the birthplace of the physical man.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
So where he started?
Because there was no Africa. First of all, when man started walking the planet, it was all one Pangea or one landmass. There was no Africa.
And what they call that?
It was all they called it one. They called it Pangea or one.
Who called it
one landmass.
Who called it that?
Well, a white man referred to it as a Pangea, but it was all the
earth.
So it was
man,
all okay.
Right.
He referred to it as a Pangea. You know what I'm saying? But it was all one landmass. You can call it whatever you want to, but even Africa came from the white man. Asia came from the white. Those words came through him or from him. You understand? So what I'm saying is, hold on. What I'm saying is everything was one landmass. And first of all, man was not created on earth. Man was created in water. The first man came out of water. Out of water.
What? What first man came out of water?
What is like? Where's life bread?
And name you one man on this earth right now that can come out of water.
Where's life bread at?
Life bread is inside the woman's womb.
And what's inside the woman's womb?
All
what's
life
inside the
woman's
womb? And what's inside the woman's
black
womb?
woman's womb. Who?
And what's inside of her womb?
The seed, the man's child.
Okay,
seed.
There you go. Water.
He planted inside the woman. Yeah, he planted inside her.
But the first, okay, but wait a minute. Now you're saying that the original man, right? Which
the original
is
man,
God.
Man.
If the man who created the whole planet, the universe, and the solar system can't be original, because that would mean he would have to have a start point. So that would mean somebody came before him to start him moving forward. So he can't be original.
Ain't nobody before him. If he original,
so then he's not
that
original.
Means he's first. If he original, that means he's first. That means nobody's before him.
If you saying he exists in time, if you saying he exists in time, right? Origin means that he exists in a time frame. No, in this solar system, time was started. Outside the solar system, there is no more time, because time is dictated by the rotation of the planet around the sun. So beyond the solar system, there is no time frame. So math is not universal, like y'all teach. That's wrong.
So what time did energy and matter come on this earth?
Say what now?
I said, what time did energy and matter come on this earth?
As soon as it was generated here by the sun. As soon as the solar system was set up and there was a rotation of the planets, that's when your time and your energy. Wait a minute. And your time frames were set up here.
Who set the sun up? Who set the solar system up?
The Amen beings, or the advanced people, the Omni race, or what we refer to as the continuous ones, or the advanced beings, set this up. Men and women, a race of advanced beings.
Men and women. Where are they at now? Where
they still moving forward. They still moving forward in time.
Bro, you're speaking of some spookism.
That's not spookism. That's not you talking about God. How's that spookism? If you had wait a minute. No, what you're talking is spiritual spookism. Let's go back for a second. You was talking about arm, leg, arm, head, which y'all made up, and some Allah. All right, that's made up. I'm talking about an advanced people. Obviously, wait a minute. We walk through this. Since you saying I'm making this up, because this makes perfect sense. If you're sitting up here telling me that an advanced group of people came here, right? And hold on one second, brother. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. You're telling me an advanced group of people came here, right? And obviously,
they've been here.
No. Obviously, the creation of this planet or the creation of this world had to come from somebody beyond this world. Because how could you create something that wasn't even here at one point in time and be standing on it?
Hold on. When was it a time that man, woman, and child didn't exist? When was it a time that they didn't exist?
Hold on a second. Hold on. You said, I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I said, when was it a time that man, woman, and child didn't exist on this earth?
So you mean to tell me there was a time where the earth was always in existence? Is that what you're telling me?
The earth always been in existence.
Wrong. No, it was not. The earth was not always in existence. Stop it, brother. Stop. The earth was not always. The earth has a creation point, just like the sun had a creation point, and somebody had to create it. So you already not making sense. That's incorrect.
Okay.
So you telling me the earth was never created? That's what you're telling me? Stop. You're telling me the earth was never created.
The earth always was here.
Okay, brother, I got to go because now you're sounding crazy. That's spooky. No, earth was not always here.
So who created the earth?
Elijah Muhammad never even said that. Where you coming with this doctrine from, brother?
Elijah Muhammad, that was some stuff he was teaching. That's all scientific stuff.
Yeah, y'all got all that from. You got that. What you teaching came from Elijah Muhammad. If you got what you teaching, Clarence 13X, or Allah as you call him, got that from Elijah Muhammad and whatnot, he ain't never teach that no earth was always here. He said there was a creation point for earth and the sun.
Because he said that somebody blew up the moon and it turned into an Earth or some shit like that 66 trillion years ago, which was some more spookism ass shit there.
And you got it, and so if Clarence 13X came out the Nation of Islam and he got most of his teaching from the Nation of Islam, then you studying spookism too.
No, he didn't teach that though. He taught us supreme alphabet, supreme mathematics. We know
he was in the Nation of Islam, and he took a lot of the stuff from the Nation of Islam.
The Islam he took was ourself, Lord and Master. He told us that
came from the Moors. That didn't come from Clarence 13X. That came from the Moors. The Moors say the same thing.
Okay, it came from back then and Kemet too. You know what I'm saying?
They was not teaching. All right, goodbye, brother. You making up stuff now. Stop. Now Allah was in Kemet and ourself, Lord and Master. Come on, brother. Listen, brother. All right, thank you. I got to take some more calls. I can't listen to this madness no more. Goodbye, brother. All right. 310. 310. Yes.
I got a question.
Your phone's coming in broken up.
This don't got nothing to do with what y'all was talking about, but like they get a question. All right, so I'm black and white, okay, and you know what I'm saying?
What's that now?
I know. Hold on. Hello?
Yeah, I got it. What's your question?
All right, I said, this question is about my hair. I said, I'm black and white. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm intelligent. I know I'm receiving. And, you know, I'm highly intuitive, whatever. Anyways, so, you know, you say that your hair is supposed to be pointing up or whatever. So, but I got long hair. My hair like go down to my butt or whatever. So it's like, how am I receiving my intelligence? You know what I'm saying? If my hair is going down though, you know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay. Are you? Your mother's black and your father's white. How does that work?
Nah, my mom is white, my dad is black, but I'm O positive.
Okay. All right. Well, and you have children?
Yeah, I got one son.
From a so-called black man?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then obviously it's meant for your bloodline to continue, right? And it'll come a time, obviously, you carrying the O positive type and whatnot, and if you are receiving and this message is resonating with you, then obviously you are, you know, picking up from that solar state. So, you know, a lot of times it'll go beyond just the hair, depending on, you know, where you're connected to. Because, as I said, your father, he carries the intelligence through him and whatnot. Even your mother carries a piece of it. Well, like I said, being that your father had sex with her and went in unto her and whatnot, that intelligence was carried on his sperm to you, obviously. So if you're making connection to it, sometimes some of the people who are mixed or mulatto, as you want to say, they'll carry the intelligence through that quote-unquote black parent. Some of them will carry it. Just like you might have certain people who are black on both sides and they don't have the connection. They won't have it.
Right.
You know?
But how should I? I'm not really asking you how to live my life, but I'm just saying, what's your opinion on, like, how should I wear my hair so I could keep, like, should I not do it? I mean, 'cause really I don't do my hair. I really just, like, leave it, like I don't be caring or nothing, but, like.
Don't not care about your hair. Don't not care about your hair. And
not like that. I mean, I just don't do it because I just don't be feeling like doing it. You know what I'm saying?
You know, keep your hair together. Keep your hair clean and stuff like that. And don't wash your hair, please. Don't walk around like them sisters. Don't walk around like them sisters who ain't keeping their hair up. Don't do that. I'm saying what you're asking me. You know, I mean, if you are, and I don't never give my opinion on nothing. If you are out here doing, you know, the things that the spiritual people do, if you're out here smoking weed, getting high, doing whatever,
no.
You know, if you're not doing none of those things, you know, and this message resonates to you, then you 9 times out of 10, you one of our people. You're supposed to be amongst our people, you know, because this not going on in the black race. The black race, you know, they severed their tie with the that selectual state or that solar intelligence state. The black race done severed their tie. They spiritual people now. They've been converted. So there's really no there's really no connection even with the black race. There's really no connection with the black race after this. You know what I'm saying? This is the bright race that we talking about, the people who are in tune mentally, who are coming up, who will come out of the black race. So don't be put off by that whole thing because you got one black parent and whatnot. Like I said, the black race and even some of our people, that's the black race is meant to be the springboard to a new generation of people to come in. Don't think, because I'm not black on both sides, when it's not going to just be that. Because a lot of us
right.
being that we've been here, we've been mixed down with what Caucasian. Because a lot of our people had that in East Indian and the Asian. It's just all that like up in us, but it's gonna go out of your bloodline eventually anyway. If you keeping your genetic, black or whatever you call it, if you keeping your genetic purified, it's gonna go out of your genetic anyway, because it's artificial bloodline anyway.
Right, yeah, because I had to sacrifice all the weed, like you said, come with a sacrifice. I had to separate myself from people and all that. But like, and then I hear what you're saying though, because like my son, like, you know what I'm saying, like if this lady, she's a medium or whatever, and when I was pregnant, she was telling me that my son, because I was going through this like stuff, like I don't know what kind of entities or something, but stuff was trying to possess me when I was pregnant and stuff. And this lady, this medium, had told me, who I do trust, you know what I'm saying, I'm close to her. She told me that my son is his what she say, he's an advanced soul. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, my bloodline is supposed to go on. I believe he's very advanced. He's only 2 months doing things and telepathically. You know what I'm saying. He's smart.
Okay.
Let me know what you want.
Okay, well, stay away from the mediums, you know what I mean, because the word medium and media, it denotes communication or television or television or whatever you want to say. It denotes the channeling of a different or submental energy, so stay away from those people and stay away from the weed and stay away from the submental people and keep your son in that selectual state, keep him away from the spirituality and keep him into that solar intelligence state. Engage his mind and your mind in intelligent things like science and architecture, whatever you can engage yourself in. Eat healthy and whatnot. It's a lot of things we're going to be coming out and talking about. I'm talking about the diet and whatnot for the intellectuals and the mentalians, because this is a new race of people that are coming out of the black race. I really don't have any advice for the black race other than to dump the blackness and dump the whole thing and come into a state of advancement, because like I said, even the whole black thing, the African thing, all that's based in spirituality, which came from the white man. So that's what we got to say with that.
Right.
Dump out the old and come into the new. We're gonna be opening up our mentoriums or everywhere in a minute. So what state are you in?
Oh, well, right now I just moved to Arizona because it's about to be a big earthquake in California.
Okay. Like I said, just stay in touch with this broadcast and whatnot, and keep informed, because we out here for all of our people, the solar intelligent ones, because there's not going to be anything left for our people out here beyond the spiritual thing, because the spiritual thing is what got our people in the state they're in right now, and that's a state of ignorance. So.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I got one more question. I'm going to let you go. You said that I don't mess with mediums, and then it's not really my thing, because I know they could take your energy and all this. Anyways, but you said that a medium is you said they're channeling submental. What do you mean by that?
They channel on the submental energy, because a lot of these mediums, they try to call in dead spirits or people who have died who are in the spiritual realm, because the spiritual realm is still on this earth. It's a bunch of what they call ghosts or apparitions or negative energies, which usually come from your human race, your white man, your East Indian, your Arab, all these people that are still there, and they're channeling these people who've never left, because the human spirit can't leave this planet. They're trapped in here, which is what they call ghosts. And what these mediums try to do is channel them. You understand?
Dang, yes. So I need to, so I don't need to be calling on my ancestors or the spirits that are around me. I'm supposed to be calling out basically the beings in the universe
Your future ones. Focus on your son. Focus on the future ascension. Focus on his bloodline and making him right mentally, and then you got the world. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Focus on forward. All right. 901.
Hello.
901. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, man. I had a question.
Yeah.
All right. You say it's like people, they tend to believe in God and the devil like that's who created them. But they were created by people from other planets out of space, nigga.
Say again now? They were created from other...
you said they was created, people came here and created us, and they didn't stay, they left. Mm-hmm. My question was... Hold on. Tell Shinzo to come back. I want y'all to leave together. I'm going to take y'all to the train.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that they came from an advanced planet that's moving in the universe that this planet is mimicking, all right? Because, and I say this because...
No, that's not my question. My question, I was going to ask you, who created them?
Who created who?
The people who created us, who created them?
No, they was always here. We part of the continuum.
They was always here, but the earth
was always here. They lived on another. They came from another world. There are other worlds outside this planet. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. There are other worlds outside this planet, and the people that created this world were mimicking that world. They made smaller replicas of this world.
Who created that world that they were mimicking?
They were already here. They don't see when you're talking about a time. Wait a minute, brother. I'm trying to answer you. When you're talking about a time frame, and this is something we don't understand because we understand time and origin here.
No,
I'm trying to answer, and you keep saying, bro. Let me talk.
But you're sounding crazy.
No, you're not. Get off the phone, brother. You playing games. Bye.
You sound like
I'm trying to answer you. Goodbye. No, goodbye. You playing games. I said like this. I said that I'm trying to explain something to you. I'm telling you that, and we don't have time for games. You have an advanced race of people who are moving in a world, and our people talked about this in the ancient world and whatnot. This is where your whole religion thing is based from, when they're talking about God living outside the planet and whatnot and creating a solar system and a planet, right, and creating people in their image and after their likeness. This is advanced people who have no beginning and no ending. You only understand time based on this solar system and the beginning of this solar system. But when you don't have a sun to rotate around, there is no more time. There is just continual people. There is continual energy. Energy cannot be destroyed or it cannot be created. It just is. Energy exists in the universe, and these people are from that energy. That energy is continual. Now, if you would have shut your mouth, brother, and listen and don't be ignorant, right, because you're still thinking spiritual and earthbound, you would have got that answer. So you had to get it off the air. Tired of you Negroes calling here with your simple-mindedness because you can't understand something because you simple-minded. That means everybody else is supposed to be simple-minded with you, right? Ain't got time for that, man. All right, I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions. I'm going to get out of here because, not that I'm even angry or anything like that, but when people come up there and they just willfully trying to be ignorant. So let me go ahead and answer these last questions. I got 7 minutes to go. I wasted enough time with this the 5%, the nonsense of talking to the 5%. I should have expected that. But anyway, all right. I'm trying to answer these questions. Last of my questions, I probably won't get it. Let me get to here. April 28th. Before I get to these questions, April 28th is going to be the State of Mentel's evolution, Black Evolution Conference. It's going to be the Black Evolution Conference. I'm looking for these questions. What the heck are my questions? Okay, here they go. All right. Aside from the ignorance, we had a good night. Why is spirituality the greatest form of mind control? Because it was placed on us by people who were trying to place beliefs upon us. Like now, what you heard from the 5% guy, that was somebody trying to push a bunch of beliefs on us, on this arm, leg, arm, head nonsense that they made up. Stop it, brother. And I'm trying to explain the intelligence of a people. The earth was always here. The earth wasn't created. What kind of madness are you talking? See, this is what happened. This is how spirituality is spread. It's spread through ignorance and belief. That don't even, Elijah Muhammad never taught that madness. Now you're going to sit there and talk about, Elijah Muhammad was teaching some making stuff up. Then why was Clarence 13X following him then? And then teaching y'all? Knock it off. Spirituality is spread through ignorance, all right? To keep mind control going. This is how you keep a governmental order in power. How is spirituality used to control and enslave the minds of people? Spirituality is used to enslave and control the minds of people through belief, right? Where there is no logic and common sense, where it's absent in the people, all right? Like I was trying to explain to the brother, I'm not even going to call you a brother. I don't know what you was, but you're ignorant. But I'm saying you have an advanced group of people that create a solar system. They go around in the planet creating solar systems, or what you call biospheres, or solar worlds and whatnot, and they seed the solar system or the planets with life. They seed the planets and solar system with life. They're moving through the universe on a moving planet. Our people talked about that, but then again, I guess the white man didn't say it. So, oh, that sounds crazy. Well, you got to wait for the white man to say it. Go get a book and wait for him to say it. Well, how do you explain it then? Something comes from something else. Something comes from something that's continual. That's how that works. There's a continuation always. Energy cannot be destroyed. All right? How was spirituality pushed through the society on a regular basis? Through ignorance, through television, through all of the artificial ways of intelligence that they use to spread. The artificial ways of intelligence are television, telephones, media, all kinds of media and things like that. That's the artificial form of intelligence in which they spread belief or create cultures. That's the spiritual practice. That's the spirituality that they did, because first they used the Bible as the biggest tool of spirituality. Now they push the other things on TV. They push music and all these other things, right? Is hip-hop pushing spirituality through the music? Yeah. They removed the bass, they removed the drum, and they got a synthesized organ-like music that's played over all the hip-hop to take the soul out of it and make it a spiritual music where everybody can relate to it now. So everybody's dumbed down in the submental mindset. Is spirituality greater than the physical? Not really. It's all the same thing. That's how you keep people in a submental physical state through the spirituality. Right? What will end the slave-minded spiritual control over the people? Solar intelligence will. Right? Inspiration and pure thought. That will end the ignorance amongst our people. Right? And that's it. Right? Join us Monday night for next interesting topic on State of Mental Radio. We got 90 seconds to go. I'm going to still close out with some music. So, I am the intellectual Nuben Minkari. This has been State of Mental Radio. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do.